Graham Ellis sat there, dead silent, staring at his plate like it might speak first. The salmon he grilled earlier was stone cold, untouched. The whole damn kitchen felt like it was holding its breath. Just that loud ticking clock on the wall like a countdown to something ugly. Across from him, Vanessa leaned back in her chair, swirling her wine like she was at a goddamn spa, not about to nuke their marriage. Then she dropped it, just like a casual weather report. "I've been sleeping with Derek 6 months now," she said, flat. No emotion, no shame. "I needed a real man." The words just sat there, heavy as hell. Graham blinked once, fork halfway to his mouth. Then he set it down real slow, like even that little move might set off a bomb. He looked up, voice low. "A real man?" Didn't yell, didn't flinch. That made it worse. Vanessa gave a shrug, then smiled, a smug, twisted little smile. "You're never really here, Graham. You're always at work, or just zoned the hell out. I was sick of being a damn ghost in this house." He looked at her. Like really looked. The woman he'd busted his A for 17 years to build a life with. Hair done up like a damn commercial. That diamond necklace, his money, his effort, his goddamn anniversary gift. She wore it while screwing another man? You know what Derek does? He listens. He gives a damn. He touches me like I still matter. You haven't looked at me in years. And then, from the corner of the room, "He's not lying," came a voice. Graham turned his head like it was moving through mud. Liam, their son, 19, standing there with his arms crossed, looking pissed, but not at her. At him. "You're never around, Dad," Liam said, eyes hard. "You're here, but you ain't here. She's been on her own forever." That one? That one landed like a punch. Graham just stared at his kid, his own blood tossing him under the damn bus without blinking. "How long you been sitting on this?" he asked, jaw clenched, eyes back on Vanessa. She didn't even blink. "Few weeks, maybe more." "He's not a kid anymore." Graham didn't move. Just let it sit, let it rot the air. Then with a breath, he stood up. Chair legs screeched like a scream across the hardwood. "Dad?" Liam snapped, annoyed now. "Seriously, say something. She's being honest." Graham didn't even look at him. Walked over to the wall, grabbed his keys off the hook. The jingle was sharp in the silence. "Where the hell are you going?" Vanessa's voice cracked, the first real emotion she'd shown. "Don't just walk out, Graham. We need to finish this." He paused for half a second, hand on the door, then opened it. Didn't turn, didn't speak. Just walked the hell out. "See?" Liam yelled behind him. "That's exactly what I meant." He just shuts down. Runs like always. The door closed with a soft click. Not a slam, just final, like the last page in a book. Graham sat in his car, staring at the house he worked years to pay off. Through the window, he saw them, Vanessa and Liam, talking fast, probably about him, probably planning their next move. He started the engine and drove off, no clue where he was headed, but his hands knew. They took him to the highway, out of Millbridge. The farther he got, the calmer he felt. No anger, no crying, just cold focus. They made their choice. Now it was his turn. The tires crunched on gravel as he pulled up to the old cabin in Pine Hollow. It looked the same, small, worn, hidden deep in the trees. His dad built it by hand, always a place to hide from the world. Now it was his again. He stepped out, stretched. The mountain air cut sharp and fresh after 3 hours on the road. He hadn't been back in over 2 years. Vanessa hated the place. No hot water, no fancy anything. She always whined. So he stopped asking. The lock was rusty, took some force to get it open. Inside, it was cold and dark. Dust floated through the beam of his flashlight. No power, but the moonlight helped. His phone lit up on the counter. Vanessa, 23 texts, 7 missed calls. More coming. With a slow breath, he turned it off and stuck it in a drawer. He found a blanket in the closet, lay down on the couch, and knocked out fast. The next morning, he woke clear-headed. "I'm off for 2 weeks," he said when his assistant picked up. "Everything okay?" Noah asked, sounding worried. "Just stuff," Graham said. "Email me if it's big. Otherwise, I'm out." Next, he called his lawyer. "I need a meeting," Graham said. "Vanessa cheated. We're done." "I'm sorry, man," Eric said. "Tomorrow at 10? "See you then," Graham replied. Then he called Walt, the caretaker. "Hey, I'm staying up here," Graham said. "Can you turn the power on? Maybe drop off some supplies?" "Sure thing," Walt said. "Glad to have you back." Once that was set, Graham spent the day cleaning. Swept floors, eliminated cobwebs, scrubbed the kitchen. The work felt good, like fixing something that had been broken too long. Later, he sat on the porch, sipping coffee, watching the trees. His phone stayed off. Millbridge could wait. The next day, he went into town. Just one street, a few shops. He stopped at the hardware store. "Been a while," Pete said as he rang him up. "Yeah, been busy," Graham replied. "You staying long?" Pete asked. "Don't know yet," Graham said. Pete nodded. Didn't push. That's how small towns worked. The next week rolled by. Up at dawn, cabin work, lunch in town, more work till sunset. Nights were quiet, fire crackling, thinking time. On day 7, he turned the phone back on. Boom! Messages everywhere. Vanessa begging, then threatening. Liam pissed. Colleagues asking if he was okay. One message stood out. "Found something. Call me," Eric had written. Graham stepped onto the porch and called him. "I've been looking into your accounts," Eric said. "She's been pulling money. Big withdrawals." "How much?" Graham asked. "Close to 200 grand, Eric said. "And it started around the time she said the affair began." Graham exhaled. "Figures." "I've started a file," Eric said. "When you're back, we'll go through it." "I'll be back soon," Graham said and hung up. He stared out at the woods. A deer stepped through the brush, slow and quiet. So it wasn't just cheating. She was robbing him blind to set up her new life. That night, Graham made up his mind. No yelling, no begging, just moves. She made hers. Now he'd make his. 2 days later, he packed a bag, locked the cabin, and drove back to Millbridge. Not to fix things, to win. In the office at Langston and Associates, Graham sat across from Eric, papers spread out on the table. "She wants half," Eric said. "Even your business, and the alimony. Way out of line. No judge would go for it." Graham didn't flinch. "And Liam?" he asked. "He's 19, Eric said. "No custody fight, but she wants you to keep paying for college and let her manage the trust fund." Graham scoffed. "Of course she does." "What's our move?" he asked. Eric slid a folder toward him. "This," he said. "Based on her cheating and the money trail, we've got a strong hand." Graham read through the terms. Bold, but fair. "This works," he said. "What now?" "We file our response," Eric said. "But one thing, you need to move back into the house." Graham raised an eyebrow. "Seriously, the house?" "If you leave it," Eric said, "she could say you gave it up. That's bad for court. Just stay in the guest room. Be civil." The idea made Graham sick, but he got it. "Fine," he said. "I'll move back tonight." As expected, the place was dead when Graham walked in. Too quiet. The air felt stiff, like the walls were holding their breath. Sunlight streamed in, but the house felt cold as hell. Off. He dragged his suitcase upstairs, straight to the far guest room, the one on the opposite side from the bedroom she used to beg him to paint soft lilac for peace. Whatever. He unpacked slow, methodical, like each folded shirt helped keep the rage at bay. Then he headed down to the kitchen and started dinner. Nothing fancy, just grilled cheese and a tomato he was slicing razor thin. That's when he heard the door. Keys, voices, laughter, Vanessa's laugh. Fake as hell now, Liam's mutter behind her. They rounded the corner and stopped cold. Graham stood at the counter, knife in hand, cutting tomato like he didn't have a care in the world. "The hell are you doing here?" Vanessa blurted, freezing mid-step. Her heels clicked once, then nothing. Graham didn't look up. "I live here." Liam stepped up, chest puffed, trying to play man. "You walked out. You don't just show up and act like nothing happened." Graham put the knife down with a soft clack, wiped his hands on the towel, then turned. "I didn't walk out on this family," he said, calm but sharp like broken glass. "This family died the second your mom started screwing Derek. And you," he pointed a finger at Liam, "decided to cheer her on." Vanessa's face flushed red, her mouth already opening. "Don't you freaking talk to him like that," she snapped. "I'll talk to my son however the hell I want," Graham shot back. "He's grown enough to throw punches. He's grown enough to take one back." Liam clenched his jaw. "I took her side because she was right about you. You're cold. You're a ghost." "Maybe," Graham said, "but I've never lied. I've never stolen. And I damn sure never disrespected this house." He turned slowly toward Vanessa. 200 grand. That's what's missing." She blinked, color draining fast. "You're paranoid. I don't know what the hell you're talking about." He tilted his head, eyes narrowing. My lawyer does, and now so do you. Silence. Then Graham turned back to the stove like nothing happened. I'll be in the East guest room till the divorce is done, he said. Let's keep contact minimal. Text if someone dies. You don't get to lay down rules in my house, Vanessa hissed, her mask slipping. Our house, he corrected. Calm again. Paid for with my paycheck while you blew 10 grand every time a new Pinterest trend showed up. Mom, come on, Liam muttered, tugging her arm. We don't have to stand here and listen to this nonsense. Graham didn't even look at them. He flipped the sandwich in the pan. Vanessa's eyes burned as she glared at his back. This isn't over. He looked over his shoulder, dead in the eyes now. No, he said, voice like ice. This is the first inning. The week dragged like a slow bleed. Not a word exchanged that didn't sound like knives. Graham stayed gone as much as he could, left before sunrise, came home after dark. He didn't eat here. Didn't speak unless absolutely forced, and when he did, his voice could ice over boiling water. Liam was back in his dorm, Mommy's daily phone buddy. No calls for Dad, no, how are you? Not even a grunt. Traitor. Friday night. Graham sat in his office, contract papers scattered like shrapnel. He was focused, surgical. Then, tap, tap, and the door cracked open like she owned the place. Vanessa strolled in, wineglass in hand, that smug mask still plastered on. We need to talk, she said, calm as a snake. He didn't look up. We have people for that, remember? Lawyers, bills, court dates. Welcome to what you started. She took a slow sip like this was a damn brunch. Come on, Graham. 17 years together. We can figure this out like grown-ups. He finally looked up, cold eyes. No smile. You figured out how to bang your gym toy without asking my opinion. You can figure this crap out without me, too. Her jaw twitched. That's not what this is. Save the nonsense, Vanessa. He leaned back, arms folded. You screwed another man, emptied my accounts, and turned my own son into your lapdog. And now you want to play, let's be reasonable? I made a mistake, all right? I didn't handle it right. But this war, it's not good for Liam. He laughed, dry, cruel. Don't bring him into this like you give a damn. You care about Liam about as much as you cared about our marriage, just enough to use him when it benefits you. That's not fair. No, he snapped. What's not fair is watching the woman I busted my A to support lie to my face for months while she played house with some limp pecker side piece in my bed. She stepped forward, wine sloshing. I could have gone to court weeks ago, she hissed. I'm trying to settle this like adults. For once, don't be such a cold fool. You want a cold fool? He stood, towering over her. You made one. You don't stab someone in the back and then cry when they stop hugging you. Her eyes flashed. I will destroy you, she spat. I will take every dollar, every asset. I'll bury your business and drag your name through the goddamn mud. He stepped in, real close, smiling now like a shark. You better damn try, Vanessa. Just know something. When I hit back, I don't leave bruises. I leave wreckage. She went pale, real pale. This isn't over. He leaned in, whisper level cold. No, sweetheart. This is me just stretching. She turned and bolted, but not before slamming the door hard enough to rattle the walls. Graham sat back down, picked up his pen, and muttered, Stupid witch picked the wrong man to screw over. 3 days later, Graham sat in Eric's office again, going over Vanessa's new legal play. She's claiming emotional neglect, Eric said. Says you were around, but not really there. She's using it to excuse the affair and why she took the money. Can that actually work? Graham asked. Eric shook his head. Doubt it. It's weak, especially with what we've got. But now she's after part of Matthew's construction. Says she helped grow it. Graham narrowed his eyes. She went to 3 company dinners and whined the whole time. I know, Eric said, but her lawyer, Mr. Caldwell, is a pit bull. Doesn't fight clean, he slid a folder over. I wrote up our reply, Eric said. We're showing proof of the affair, the money she took, and statements from friends. It's solid. Graham flipped through the pages. This is tight, he said. There's also a deal in there, Eric added. Fair, but not sweet. If she's smart, she'll sign it. And if she's not? Graham asked. Eric's face hardened. Then we hit discovery. It all goes public. Graham stared at the folder for a beat, then looked up. Do it, he said. She's not getting more than what's fair. Graham pushed through the revolving doors and stepped out into the evening heat, tired but wired. As he reached the curb, he spotted a familiar shape next to his car. Liam, leaning against the hood, arms crossed, jaw tight like he was prepping for a fight he knew he'd lose. Graham sighed. "You stalking me now, or is this another one of Mommy's bright ideas?" Liam straightened up, voice sharp. "Dad, we need to talk." Graham unlocked the car with a beep, didn't open the door, and make it fast. "It's about Mom," Liam said, stepping closer. "You're treating her like crap. She's breaking down, and your lawyer's dragging her through the dirt in court." "They're not dragging her through anything she didn't earn," Graham said, cool as ice. "Truth isn't slander, kid." "Public court," Liam shot back. "That's how low you're willing to go? You know what this'll do to her?" Graham turned, squared up to his son, eyes hard. "She send you here to cry on her behalf?" "No," Liam snapped. "I came because I give a damn." "About both of you," Graham smirked, voice calm but cutting. "Cut the noble act. She sent you. She couldn't handle me, so she sent her little soldier to play hero." Liam didn't deny it, just clenched his fists and looked away. Graham stepped in, close enough for the kid to feel it. "She tell you about the 200 grand she siphoned out of our accounts? Tell you she funneled it into her fantasy life with that loser Derek while I was busting my A to keep this family afloat?" Liam blinked, caught off guard. "She said she needed to feel safe. That you were pulling away. That you were gonna leave her." Graham laughed, low, bitter, mocking. "I wasn't going anywhere. Not until I found out she was playing house with some bottom-shelf side piece. Don't let her gaslight you, Liam. She's lying to your face and you're eating it up like it's gospel." Liam's voice cracked, rising. "You were never around, Dad. Not for her, not for me. You were married to your goddamn job." "I was building a life," Graham said, stepping back. "A life she cashed out on like it was a game. You think this house, your school, the vacations, the clothes, all that crap came out of nowhere? You don't care about anyone but yourself," Liam shouted. "You never did, not even now." Graham tilted his head, a crooked smile tugging at his lips. "I care more than you'll ever understand. That's why I'm done letting anyone use me. Your mom played me like a slot machine. Now the jackpot's closed." Without another word, he got in the car, started it, and pulled away, leaving Liam standing alone. In the mirror, he saw his son still there, angry, lost. A piece of him wanted to stop, to go back and talk, but he didn't. He'd made up his mind. Vanessa made her call. Liam chose sides. Now they'd live with it. The Millbridge Gazette didn't hold back. The headline hit hard. "Local realtor in multiple affairs. Prominent wives devastated." Right below, a photo showed Derek Vaughn leaving a fancy restaurant with a woman who wasn't Vanessa. Graham sipped his coffee, eyes scanning the article. It said Derek had been seeing at least 4 women, including Councilman Bennett's wife. Word was, he'd gotten them to invest in fake real estate projects. The phone rang. "Eric." "Seen the front page?" Eric asked. "I'm looking at it now," Graham said. "Hell of a twist." "Bennett's wife just filed fraud charges," Eric said. 300 grand for a fake build. DEA's on it now. Other women are coming forward too." "What about Vanessa?" Graham asked. "She's not quoted," Eric said. "But from what I hear, she's wrecked. Had no clue he was seeing others or scamming them." Graham hung up, folded the paper and left it on the kitchen counter where Vanessa would see it. Then he grabbed his keys and left for work. By noon, his phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Friends, coworkers, even random folks. Some felt bad. Others were just nosy. He ignored most, texted a few short replies to close friends. Then a knock. Noah peeked in. "Sir, Mrs. Ellis is downstairs. Says she has to see you." Graham checked his watch. "Send her up," he said. The office door banged open like a 12-gauge blast. Vanessa stormed in, makeup smeared like war paint, red-eyed and rattled. Her perfect little mask shattered. She threw a folded newspaper on his desk, pages flapping open to the headline like a damn punch. "You knew, didn't you?" she barked, voice shaking. "You knew about the others." Graham didn't flinch, just stared at her like she was background noise. "No, but I'm not shocked," she blinked, furious. "What the hell's that supposed to mean?" "It means," he said calmly, "that guys who screw married women for sport usually don't run on morals and long-term promises." Vanessa slumped into the chair like someone had cut her strings. Her fury crumbled fast, turning into something pitiful. "He told me I was different," she whispered. Said we had something real. Graham raised a brow. Cold. Cruel. Sure. Real like the 5 other women he was stringing along, including Councilman Bennett's wife, who's apparently pressing charges. Her head snapped up. What? What charges? Oh, you didn't hear? Graham leaned in, voice dropping like a blade. Your boy Derek wasn't just collecting side chicks, he was scamming them. Fake real estate deals, phantom investments, classic con artist crap. Her lips parted, but no sound came out. Tell me, Vanessa, Graham said slowly, how much of our money did you hand over to Mr. Make-Believe? She shook her head fast. I didn't. Don't nonsense me. He slammed his palm on the desk, making her flinch. $200,000 vanished from our accounts. That go to his fake projects or his hotel bills? It wasn't like that, she mumbled. It was exactly like that, he shot back. He played you like a damn violin. Lonely housewife? Bored out of her mind? Desperate to feel special? You weren't his lover, Vanessa. You were his wallet. You're loving this, she spat. Watching me fall apart. Watching everyone turn on me. I'm not loving anything, Graham said coldly. But I won't lie, watching karma clock in right on time? Yeah, that part's satisfying. She looked up, eyes wet, rage and pain boiling in her throat. I went to the grocery store this morning. The looks I got, no one will talk to me. My friends won't even answer. Then they were never your friends, Graham said, picking up a folder. Kind of like how you weren't my wife. You abandoned me, Graham. He dropped the folder back down with a thud. Don't you dare. You abandoned this marriage the second you spread your legs for Derek. I was working, building, showing the hell up. Even when it was hard, you chose to cheat. You chose to steal. Own that crap. I made a mistake, she whispered. I know that, a huge one. But maybe we could fix this. Go to counseling, talk to someone. No, she blinked, stunned at how fast he shut it down. There's no fixing this, he said. You didn't trip and fall into another man's bed. You chose to go there over and over. You funded his little fantasy world with my money. You lied to me, to Liam, to yourself. You act like you're perfect, she hissed. I'm not perfect, Graham snapped. But I didn't destroy this family. You did. He stood, slowly stacking his papers. This conversation's over. She stood too, hands clenched tight. Don't do this. Think about Liam. Think about the family we built. He cut her off without even looking at her. You should have thought about that before you screwed a con artist and tried to play me for a fool. She stared, chest heaving, mascara dripping, completely exposed. Then her face hardened, cold. You don't care at all anymore, do you? Graham finally met her eyes. I care about what's mine. My son, my business, my future, you. He gave a slow, smug shrug. You were a bad investment. One I'm writing off permanently. The door shut behind her with a soft thud, but Graham didn't flinch. He sat back down, cracked open the folder, and stared hard at the contract spread across his desk. He would not think about that broken look on her face. Wouldn't entertain that tiny flicker in his gut. That was dead weight. He had crap to do. Later that evening, he stepped into the house, loosened his tie, dropped his keys on the console, and then he heard it. Vanessa's voice in the kitchen, low and tight, like she was trying not to panic. Derek, please, call me back. We need to talk about all of this. About us. A pause. I know what they're saying in the press, but I want to hear it from you. Just, please. She turned, startled, phone still in hand, when she saw him standing in the doorway. The call ended fast. Silence. Graham set his briefcase on the kitchen island, slow and deliberate. He's not calling you back. You don't know that, she said quickly, too quickly, eyes already glossing over with panic. He smirked as he opened the fridge. He's halfway to the damn border, Vanessa. Might be sipping cocktails under a fake name by now. You don't know that. I know his kind, Graham said, pulling out sandwich meat and cheese like this was just another Tuesday. He's a leech, a smooth-talking, tan-sprayed parasite. He got what he wanted, and now he's ghosting like a pro. She stood there, arms crossed, like she was holding herself together with sheer will. He loved me. He shut the fridge with a soft thunk, looked her dead in the face. No, he didn't. He loved the lifestyle, the cash, the desperation. You were a goddamn gold mine to him. She said nothing, just stared at the floor. Graham tilted his head. Tell me something. What exactly did he give you? Besides a couple peeks and a front row seat to your own public humiliation? Go to hell, she muttered, voice brittle. I'm already there, sweetheart, he said with a smirk. You built it, brick by brick. She turned away, breathing heavy now, shame crawling up her neck. He walked over, leaned on the counter, voice dropping to that cold, arrogant edge that always cut the deepest. You thought he was your escape, your big F-F-U to me. Turns out he was just another lowlife using you as a wallet with legs. You don't know what we had, she snapped. Oh, I do. You had a fantasy, and now it's blown up spectacularly. But sure, keep pretending it was love, if that helps you sleep at night. She clenched her jaw, eyes burning. You act like you're so goddamn righteous, she hissed. Like you never made mistakes. I didn't mistake a scammer for a soulmate, he shot back. I didn't wreck my marriage and drain the savings account to play house with a fraud. She blinked, tears coming fast now. You don't have to be this cruel. He leaned closer, voice razor sharp. I'm not being cruel, I'm being honest. Something you clearly never valued. Then he stood tall, grabbed his sandwich, and walked out of the kitchen without another glance. Behind him, she broke. The next week, the whole thing blew up. More women came forward. Total money gone. Nearly $1 million, Derek vanished. His office cleared out overnight. Phone, disconnected. Vanessa shut herself in, stopped going out. The charity board dropped her. Her tennis group stopped calling. Even her closest friends went quiet. Graham watched it all unfold. He thought he'd feel satisfied. Maybe even smug. He didn't. Just numb. And honestly, that was easier. At dinner, Vanessa sat across from him, barely eating. She looked like someone he'd never met. One night, while Graham worked in his office, the doorbell rang. He heard quiet voices. When he stepped out, Vanessa was walking a crying woman into the living room. It was Julia Bennett, the councilman's wife. Graham, Vanessa said, stiff. Julia and I need to talk. Alone. He just nodded and went back to his office. Door cracked open. Voices carried. With Derek, Julia sobbed. He told me I was the only one, that we were special. He said the same to me, Vanessa replied. Word for word. Mark wants a divorce, Julia said. He says he can't forgive the shame, or the money, he called her too. I think the money hurts more than the cheating. She paused, then asked, Is it true? About the money? About Derek? Yes, Vanessa said. I gave him $200,000 for a project in Pine Hollow. It doesn't exist. Oh, Vanessa, have you heard from him since? Julia asked. No, Vanessa said. You? Nothing. He's just gone. Graham leaned back in his chair. Whatever pain they shared didn't matter. He wasn't part of it. Vanessa had made her choices. So had he. The next morning, the Gazette dropped another bomb. Vaughn spotted in Vegas, fraud grows. Derek had been seen at a casino, blowing through cash like it was nothing, money stolen from all of them. Graham dropped the paper on the kitchen table where Vanessa could see it and went to work. When he got home that night, she was at the table, surrounded by papers, jaw tight. I've been talking with the other women, she said, not looking up. We're going after Derek, both civil and criminal. Good, Graham said. It won't bring the money back, but it's something. She finally looked up. I want to fix this as much as I can. It's too late for that, he said. She gave a small nod. I know, but I'm still going to try. It wasn't forgiveness, but it was something. He saw it in her eyes. She meant it. She was finally owning what she did. The divorce kept moving. They barely spoke. Cold. Distant. But she changed. The panic was gone. Replaced by grit. She was facing it. Finally. That's all Graham had ever wanted. A week later, Graham walked through the campus courtyard. Liam had agreed to meet. Took weeks of silence and ignored calls to get here. He found his son on a bench, backpack at his feet. He looked tired. Young. Thanks for meeting me, Graham said, sitting beside him. Liam didn't look up. Mom said I should hear you out. Graham blinked. She told you to meet me? She said you deserve a chance to talk, even if she disagrees, Graham finished. Funny timing, huh? Right after Derek got exposed? This isn't about him, Liam muttered. Isn't it? Graham leaned forward. She cheats, gives away our money, gets dumped, and now she wants you to talk to me? She feels bad, Liam snapped. She made a mistake, Graham scoffed. That what we call it now? A 6-month lie and $200,000 gone? A mistake? She was hurting, Liam said, voice rising. You weren't there for her, or me. You were always working. I was building a future, Graham said, calm. For both of you. We didn't need more houses, Dad. We needed you. And that excuses what she did? No, Liam said, looking down. But it explains it. Graham studied him, still standing by her. She's my mom. And I'm your dad, Graham said. But you didn't give me the same grace, did you? I didn't. You did, Graham cut in. Soon as she told you, you blamed me. Like I forced her into Derek's bed. Liam's face went red. What was I supposed to do? You just left. You didn't even try. There was nothing to fix, Graham said. She chose him. She stole from us. And now you're picking revenge over fixing the family, Liam said. She's trying to make things right. Now that her world's crumbling, Graham said. Now that her lover's a con artist and her friends ditched her, Liam stood. You're cold. Do you even care what this is doing to us? I care, Graham said, softer now. That's why I'm here, trying to help you see what really happened. You just want to destroy her. No, Graham said. But I won't lie for her either. She used you, Liam, turned you against me to save herself. That's not true, Liam said. But his voice wavered. Then tell me, Graham said. Why'd she tell you first? Why drag you into this at all? Liam went quiet. His face shifted. She needed backup, Graham said. A way to twist the story. You were perfect for that. My own son blaming me. She wouldn't, Liam whispered. But he wasn't sure. Graham stood. If you want to stand by her, go ahead, but I won't forgive her. And I won't forgive you for picking her lie over the truth. Liam looked up, shocked. You don't mean that. I do, Graham said. Actions have weight. Your mom's feeling that now. Maybe it's time you did too. Graham walked off without looking back. Each step felt heavy. Part of him wanted to turn around, soften the words, leave the door open. But the bigger part knew, once trust is gone, it doesn't come back. He sat in his car, staring at the building. Liam was still in there. Graham had told the truth as cold as it was. Vanessa had used their son, and Liam let her, too quick to think the worst of his dad. His phone buzzed, a text from Eric. Judge denied Vanessa's motion for temp support. We're making progress. Graham should have felt something. Relief, maybe. But all he felt was empty. He started the car and pulled away, not just from Liam, but from the last piece of what they used to be. That night, while he worked in his office, he heard the front door slam. Fast steps pounded up the stairs, then yelling, How could you do that to me, to us? Liam shouted. Vanessa answered low, too soft to hear clearly. Her voice had that begging tone. Dad said you used me, Liam said, voice shaking. He said you told me about the affair just to turn me against him. Is that true? A long silence. Then Vanessa's voice rose. Of course not. He's twisting things. He wants you on his side. He's trying to break us apart. Then why tell me first? Why not him? No answer. Then whispers, too low to catch. Graham turned back to his screen, but he wasn't working anymore. She was losing her grip on the story. Liam was starting to see through it. It was almost midnight when there was a knock. Graham looked up. Liam stood in the doorway. Red eyes, stiff shoulders. Can we talk? He asked, quiet now. Graham nodded toward the chair. Go ahead. Liam sat, tense, quiet for a second. Then, I asked Mom why she told me first. And, Graham said. She said she needed support, that she was scared of how you'd react. Graham waited. But that's not true, Liam said. She wasn't scared. She was smug. It felt like she wanted to hurt you. Graham nodded once. Yeah. And all those times she said you were cold, never there? I think I just took her side without thinking. But you were there. Maybe not always, but you gave us everything. I tried to, Graham said. I worked too much, missed a lot, but I never cheated. I never lied. I never stole from this family. I get that now, Liam said. And I've been unfair. I let her shape how I saw you. Graham wanted to forgive, to hug his son, but too much damage had been done. Why now, he asked. Because I don't want to be caught between you two anymore, Liam said. I'm not your pawn. I'm not hers either. I've never used you, Liam. No, Liam said, but you've been rough on me. I had to be, Graham said. You wouldn't hear the truth any other way. So what happens now? Liam asked. With us? That's up to you, Graham replied. But I can't forget how fast you turned on me. That's not something I shake off easy. I'm sorry, Dad. I mean it. Graham saw it, real guilt in his eyes. But it wasn't enough. Not yet. I appreciate that, Graham said. But trust takes time. You'll have to earn it back. Liam nodded. I get it. I just don't want to lose you. You haven't lost me, Graham said, voice softer now. But things aren't the same. They won't be. We all made choices. As Liam walked out, Graham felt something shift, just a crack. Not forgiveness, but maybe the start of it. The next day, the courthouse buzzed as Graham sat beside Eric. Across from them, Vanessa and her lawyer, Mr. Caldwell. A real shark, known for flashy moves and hard hits. Vanessa looked put together in a neat navy suit, hair pulled back tight, but Graham saw the strain, hands shaking slightly as she arranged her papers. Judge Hartman walked in, serious, sharp, took her seat. We're here for Ellis versus Ellis, she said. I've reviewed both filings. Mr. Caldwell, go ahead. Mr. Caldwell stood, fixing his tie. Thank you, Your Honor. We're asking for fair split of all assets, including Mr. Ellis's business, which Mrs. Ellis helped grow through networking. We also request alimony matching the lifestyle she had during the marriage. The judge glanced down at her notes. And the situation with Mr. Vaughn? Mr. Caldwell nodded. A regrettable lapse, Your Honor, but irrelevant to this case. One mistake doesn't erase 17 years of support and partnership. I see, the judge said. Mr. Langston? Eric stood, calm and direct. Your Honor, he said, we oppose the request for part of Ellis construction and the high alimony demand. Mrs. Ellis's role in the business was social, not operational. He set a folder on the judge's bench. More importantly, we have proof she pulled nearly $200,000 from joint accounts over 8 months during her affair with Mr. Vaughn. That money went to fake investments. In other words, she stole from the marriage. Judge Hartman frowned as she flipped through the papers. These are serious claims, Mr. Langston, she said. Yes, Your Honor, Eric said. We've got bank records, witness statements, and Mrs. Ellis's own report to police when she filed fraud charges against Mr. Vaughn. Mr. Caldwell shot up from his chair. Your Honor, my client was conned just like other women. This is just a distraction. Eric didn't blink. The real issue, he said, is that Mrs. Ellis broke trust, emotionally and financially. She doesn't get to take from the marriage and then ask for more. Judge Hartman raised a hand. I've heard enough. Let's move to testimony, mister. Ellis, please take the stand. Graham stood and was sworn in. As he sat, he met Vanessa's eyes. She looked defiant, but nervous. Eric began the questions. Mr. Ellis, when did you find out about your wife's affair? March 15th, Graham said. She told me she'd been sleeping with Derek Vaughn for 6 months. How did you respond? I left the house. I didn't say much. Did she show any regret? Not at first. She acted proud. Said she needed a real man. She only seemed sorry after Derek got exposed. Mr. Caldwell objected a few times, but the judge let most of it through. Then Eric showed the bank records. Mr. Ellis, did you approve these withdrawals? No, Graham said. I didn't know about them until we filed for divorce. Do you know where the money went? She told the police she gave it to Vaughn. Said it was for a real estate deal in Pine Hollow. Eric added, which doesn't exist. Correct, Graham said. Then it was Mr. Caldwell's turn. His voice was sharp, like he wanted to fight. Mr. Ellis, isn't it true you worked 60 to 70 hours a week during your marriage? Sometimes, yes, especially early on. And you missed family events? Yes, Graham said. Your son's graduation? There was a crisis at a build site, Graham said. I couldn't leave. Your 15th wedding anniversary? We celebrated the next weekend. Your wife's father's funeral? Graham's jaw clenched. I was overseas. Couldn't get back. Mr. Caldwell nodded, smug. So, you were emotionally absent before she cheated, Eric stepped in. Objection. Argument. Sustained, the judge said. Mr. Caldwell changed gears. Your wife helped bring in clients, didn't she? She introduced me to people at events. Yes, Graham said. Like the Westridge deal, your biggest project? She made the intro, but we won it on our bid and record. So without her, you might not have gotten it. Maybe not then, but we would have had a shot eventually. Mr. Caldwell kept pressing, but Graham stayed cool, gave straight answers. never raised his voice. Then Vanessa took the stand. Under Mr. Caldwell's lead, she looked calm and remorseful. "I was lonely," she said. "I made a mistake. Derek promised love. I just wanted to feel seen." She admitted to the affair, but painted it as a cry for help. "I supported Graham for years," she said, voice shaking. "This doesn't erase 17 years of marriage." Then Eric stepped up for cross. "Mrs. Ellis," he began, "did you ever ask for counseling before cheating?" "No," she said. "Did you ever tell your husband you were thinking of leaving?" "Not in those words." Eric flipped a page. "During your affair, you spent over $30,000 on spa days, designer clothes, and weekend getaways, all paid from joint income, true?" She hesitated. "Yes." He moved to the bank records. "You gave Derek $200,000 for a project in Pine Hollow, correct?" He said it was a sure thing, 20% return. "Did you check with Graham first?" "No." "Why not?" "I knew he'd say no. Because it was risky, or because it was your boyfriend." "Objection," Mr. Caldwell said. "Withdrawn," Eric said smoothly. "When did you first think Vaughn might be scamming you?" he asked. "When the news came out," she said. "Even though he gave you no paperwork, no updates." "I trusted him." Eric gave a short pause. Then, "So your testimony is, you gave a man you were sleeping with $200,000 of marital money with zero proof?" "Yes," she whispered. By the time she stepped down, her act was cracking. The tears looked forced. Her claims of helping the business didn't hold up. The courtroom felt different now. Everyone saw it. She hadn't just been used. She'd helped burn down her own house. After both sides gave their final statements, Judge Hartman said she'd give her ruling next week. As the courtroom cleared out, Graham felt strangely numb. His whole life had been laid out in public, but all he felt now was a quiet drive to see it through. Outside, reporters waited. Graham said nothing, just walked past them with Eric beside him. "We made a strong case," Eric said. "Hartman doesn't care for drama. I think she saw right through Mr. Caldwell's act." "What do you think our odds are?" Graham asked as they reached his car. "Good. Real good," Eric said. "Mr. Caldwell pushed too hard on the emotional neglect story. No proof of misuse, no abandonment. It doesn't hold up." Graham gave a slow nod. For the first time, he felt a bit lighter. "She didn't do enough to claim a piece of the company," Eric added. "Judge won't give her that." A week later, Graham sat back in the courtroom as Judge Hartman read her decision. Her tone was firm, calm. "For alimony," she said, "Mrs. Ellis is granted support for 2 years to allow time to find stable work. The amount is $3,000 a month, less than requested, due to the unauthorized withdrawals." Vanessa's face dropped. She clenched the table hard. "For assets," the judge went on, "the house will be sold. Money split, but Mrs. Ellis's share will be reduced by the $200,000 she took from joint accounts." Then came the business ruling. Ellis Construction will remain solely with Mr. Ellis. Mrs. Ellis's contributions were noted, but not enough to grant her ownership. Mr. Caldwell leaned in to whisper to Vanessa. She shook her head, eyes tight. Judge Hartman wrapped up with the final asset splits and retirement funds, then looked at them both. "This case has been hard and emotional like most divorces, but now it's over. I expect both parties to follow the terms and move forward." Court adjourned. Graham didn't feel proud. Just done. He'd kept what was his. He hadn't let Vanessa guilt or bully him into more. Outside the courtroom, Vanessa caught his eye. For a second, she looked like she might say something, but Mr. Caldwell pulled her aside, already talking about an appeal. Graham watched them walk away. Whatever was left between them, it ended right there. There were still things to handle, selling the house, splitting stuff, but the worst was behind him. He'd won. Not because he was better, but because he didn't let her break him. Weeks later, on a hot summer day, Graham pulled into the driveway of his new place, a modern 2-bedroom condo by the river. The house had finally sold. That chapter was closed. He was unloading groceries when his phone buzzed. A text from Liam. "Dad, can we talk? I'm in town a few days. It's important." Graham stared at it for a moment. They hadn't really spoken since the day at the college. Just a few dry messages about bills and logistics. He typed back, "I'm at the new place. Come by at 6. The reply came fast. "Thank you. See you then." The hours crawled. Graham unpacked boxes, filled shelves, and arranged files in his office. The condo was smaller, cleaner, more his style. Simple, quiet, no trace of Vanessa's fancy tastes. At 6 on the dot, the doorbell rang. He opened it to find Liam standing there, looking a bit thinner, a bit unsure. "Come in," Graham said, stepping aside. Liam looked around. "Nice place." "It works," Graham said. They went into the living room. "Want something to drink?" Graham asked. "Water's good," Liam said. When Graham came back, Liam was at the window, staring out at the river. "The view's great," he said, taking the glass. "It's why I picked it." Graham sat. "So, you wanted to talk?" Liam sat across from him, set his glass down. "I've been thinking a lot, about all of it. You, Mom, how I handled things." Graham stayed quiet. "I wasn't fair to you," Liam said. "I picked Mom's side without thinking. I didn't want to face what really happened. I let her use me, just like you said." "What changed?" Graham asked. "A lot," Liam said. He ran a hand through his hair, just like Graham always did. "I read the court transcripts, saw the bank records. It was all right there." "It was?" "And I've been talking to Mom, really talking," Liam went on, "not just nodding along. The more she talked, the more things didn't add up. First little things, then bigger." He looked straight at his father. "Last week she admitted it. She told me she brought up the affair early just to get me on her side. Thought it'd push you to give in." Graham's face didn't change, but something cold settled in his gut. "I see," he said. "I'm sorry, Dad," Liam said. His voice cracked. "I should have trusted you. I let her twist things. I turned my back on you when I shouldn't have." Liam's apology hung in the air, honest, raw. Graham wanted to accept it. Part of him did, but the hurt still sat deep. "I appreciate you saying that," Graham said quietly. "But it's not enough," Liam said, already knowing. "It's not that easy," Graham said. "Trust doesn't come back after one talk." "I get it. I'm not asking for all of it back. Liam looked down. "I don't want to lose you too. What Mom did, I don't want it to wreck what's left between us." Graham studied his face. He looked older, worn, sorry, but it wasn't enough. "Not yet." "You picked your side, Liam," Graham said. "I can't pretend nothing happened. You've got to live with that." His tone was flat. No heat, just truth. Liam flinched but nodded. "I understand. But I'm not walking away. I'll prove I've changed." "That's up to you." They sat in silence for a moment. Then Liam asked, "How's work? The new place?" "It's good," Graham said. "Westridge is ahead of schedule. Jensen breaks ground next month." "That's great. And personally?" Graham raised an eyebrow. "What do you mean?" "Are you seeing anyone?" Liam asked, almost shy. Graham chuckled dryly. "Let me guess. Mom thinks it's Claire." Liam gave a small smile. "Yeah. She swears something was going on even before the split." "Of course she does," Graham said. "It's easier to blame me than face what she did." "But was there?" Liam asked. "No," Graham said, firm. "Claire is a friend. That's all." Liam nodded. "I figured, but Mom sees what she wants to see." "How is she?" Graham asked, surprised at himself for even saying it. Liam sighed. "Not great. The alimony helps, but her name's pretty trashed in town. No one's hiring." "She made her bed," Graham said. "She's lying in it now." "Yeah." Liam turned his glass in his hands. "She's thinking of moving. Portland, maybe. Start fresh." Graham said nothing. Vanessa's plans were her problem now. They talked another hour, staying clear of the worst stuff. It wasn't easy, but it wasn't hostile either. Maybe the first step forward. At the door, Liam paused. "Can I call you sometime? Maybe grab lunch?" Graham thought about it. Thought about everything. "You can call," he said. "That's all I can say for now. You okay with that?" "Yeah," Liam said. "Thank you. I won't screw it up again, I promise." After he left, Graham stood at the window watching his car pull away. The sky glowed orange over the river. He didn't feel peace or forgiveness. Not yet. But something inside had shifted. A crack in the wall, maybe. Not healed. But not frozen either. The for sale sign had been up on Vanessa's rental for 3 weeks. Graham saw it on the way to a client meeting. They hadn't spoken since court. Everything went through lawyers, or Liam when needed. Still, her name hung around town like an old bruise. Later, at Carson's Hardware, he heard 2 women in the next aisle. "Vanessa Ellis is finally leaving town," one said. "Good. She had some nerve showing up at that fundraiser." "Not like she could get a job here anyway. Not after Derek Vaughn." "Would you hire her, please?" Their voices faded. But the words stuck. Graham didn't feel smug. Just removed. This was fallout. That's all. Later that week, grabbing coffee downtown, he spotted Vanessa across the street in a shop window. Alone, thinner, hair pulled back, no flashy clothes. She looked up, maybe sensing him. But Graham had already turned away. There was nothing left to say. That night, still working in his office, no one knocked. "Mr. Ellis, someone's here to see you." Graham checked his watch, nearly 8. "Who is it?" "Julia Bennett." Unexpected. She'd been one of the women Derek scammed. Councilman Bennett's ex. Graham barely knew her. "Send her in." Julia stepped in, neat in a black dress, a little unsure. "Sorry for the late visit," she said. "I can come back if it's a bad time." "It's fine," Graham said. "Have a seat." "What's this about?" She sat, smoothing her skirt. "It's about Vanessa." He stayed quiet, face blank. "I know you have no reason to care," Julia said, "but I'm worried about her." "In what way?" he asked. "She's not doing well," Julia said. "The money's almost gone. She can't find work. She won't ask her family. She's stuck." "I'm sorry to hear that," Graham said, and meant it. "But I don't see how I can help." "You can't," Julia said. "I just thought you should know. Some of us, Derek, other sufferers, started meeting up. Kind of a support group. We're moving on. But Vanessa, she's not. She's stuck in the past. Still talks about you. A lot." Graham didn't speak. He let her keep going. "She blames you, then says she regrets everything, back and forth. It's like she's trying to rewrite it in her head." "I get it," Graham said. "But again, not my problem anymore." "I'm not asking you to fix it," Julia said. "I just thought maybe hearing this might mean something, for her, for you." "We had closure," Graham said flatly. "In court." "I know, but emotional closure's different." She stood. "Sorry for bothering you. I shouldn't have come." As she turned to leave, Graham asked, "Why do you care? After what he did, I figured you'd want to forget her." Julia paused. "We were all used by the same man," she said. "Different stories, same betrayal. That kind of pain connects people, whether they want it to or not." After Julia left, Graham stayed at his desk, staring at nothing. Her visit brought back memories, ones he didn't want, not of the good years, but of that moment. Vanessa's voice, cold and smug, saying, "I needed a real man." He didn't want to see her again, didn't care about the closure Julia mentioned. That tie was cut the second Vanessa chose Derek over him. The next morning, on his way to a breakfast meeting, Graham saw Vanessa coming out of the post office. She saw him too. Her steps slowed, but she straightened up and kept walking. They passed without a word, like strangers. Later that week, Liam called during lunch. Their talks had become more regular, still a little stiff, but no longer tense. "Hey, Dad," Liam said. "Just wanted you to know, I'm helping Mom move to Portland next weekend. She got a job with a small real estate company." "That's good," Graham said honestly. "She needs a fresh start." "Yeah, I think so too." Liam paused. "She asked if you'd meet her before she leaves, just for closure." Graham's mouth tightened. "No need for that." "I told her you'd probably say that, but she asked me to try." "She's changing, Dad. She's not blaming you like before. She's owning it more." "I'm glad to hear that," Graham said, and meant it. "But we don't need a meeting." "Okay," Liam said, disappointed but calm. "I'll tell her." After the call, Graham tried to focus on work, but his thoughts drifted. Vanessa leaving town didn't stir anything, not anger, not relief. Just another thing checked off the list, like paying a bill. That night, he had dinner with Claire Morgan. Over the last few months, they'd grown close. No romance, despite the rumors. She was one of the few who stood by him. No judgment, no questions, just there. "You seem off tonight," Claire said as they waited for food. "Trouble with Jensen?" "No, that's going fine." Graham looked at his wine. "Vanessa's moving." "Portland," Claire gave a slow nod. "How do you feel about that?" "I don't," he said. "That's the weird part. I expected something." "Maybe that is closure," she said. "Oh, and they can't touch your feelings anymore." "Maybe," he set his glass down. "She wanted to meet before she left. I said no." Claire looked at him for a moment. "You know, sometimes it's not about what's said. Sometimes just seeing them reminds you how far you've come." "You think I should meet her?" "I think you should do what brings you peace," she said. "If that's not seeing her, fine. But if part of you is still wondering..." He didn't answer, but her words stayed with him. 2 days later, Graham called Liam. Tell your mom I'll meet her. Coffee. Morgan's Cafe. Tomorrow at 2. 15 minutes. Really? Liam said. I'll let her know. Thanks, Dad. Don't thank me yet. I'm just showing up. That's it. The cafe was quiet. Graham sat by the window with black coffee, waiting. Still not sure if this was a mistake. Vanessa walked in right on time. She wore a plain blue dress. Slimmer now. Older. The shine was gone. Thanks for coming, she said as she sat. I didn't think you would. Neither did I. A server came. She ordered tea. When they were alone again, she spoke carefully. I wanted to say sorry, in person, for everything. Graham said nothing. Just listen. The affair, the lies, using Liam, it was all wrong, she said. I blamed you, told myself you were cold, distant. But the truth is, I was selfish. I wanted someone to make me feel good without doing the work. She wrapped her fingers around the cup, her hands shaking slightly. I told myself you pushed me away, but really I walked away, and I dragged Liam into it. That's on me. The server came with her tea. Graham waited, then finally spoke. Why now? Because I need to own it before I leave. You deserve that, even if it doesn't change anything. Graham nodded once. I appreciate the apology. I hope Portland works out for you. It has to, she smiled faintly. There's nothing left for me here, just mistakes. They sat in silence, not awkward, just quiet. Are you happy, Graham? She asked suddenly. He thought for a second. I'm at peace, that's enough? And Claire, are you two? We're friends, he said firmly. That's all. I spread those rumors, Vanessa admitted. I was angry. I wanted to hurt you. I'm sorry. It's in the past. She checked her watch. I should go. Thanks for this. She stood, then stopped. One last thing. Why did you ask Liam why I told him first? You already knew, didn't you? I wanted to hear you say it. She looked down, then back up. I told him first because I knew he'd take my side. I knew it would hurt you more than the affair. And I wanted to hurt you. I wanted you to feel small. Graham took that in, calm, no reaction. Thanks for the honesty, he said. Goodbye, Vanessa. I hope you find what you're looking for. Goodbye, Graham. She walked out. He didn't watch her go. Didn't feel closure, didn't feel regret, just done. The page had already turned. This was just the last line.